The only reason I wanted to ever own a Sony device is because I wanted to do something dirty with it. Is that too wrong? No?
Multiple contact! Fuck off!
What is going on, dudes? My name is ImFr3ke. And could you ever think about buying a device and it making you feel kind of dirty, and because it makes you want to do certain things, and then you do it, and then something might have happened to it, and then now you feel like, holy shit, I just destroyed it by making myself super dirty? Does that make sense? I don't know, but today we're going to be talking about when I decided to buy a PSP, and when it actually came out. It was the PSP 1000, and now this was released on March 24th, 2015. I only know this because I just looked up the date when it was released, just so I know what time era I was actually making this. And I'm making like a Bernie Sanders type of hand gestures for some reason as I'm making this video. I have no freaking idea. So I was a youngin' when this device was coming out, and I remember seeing it on like TV because there wasn't really any YouTube thing that was going on that was reviewing new things that were coming out to the market, because gaming stuff wasn't really big on YouTube yet, and I think YouTube maybe wasn't around until the next year. So I was seeing this on either the news, the newspaper, some game articles that I'd get in, maybe from GameStop even. I don't know. I would get one of these things and I'd read, oh, hey, this is a new Sony thing that's coming out to the market. Except what interested me was that it had built-in Wi-Fi. So if you had an internet connection that was Wi-Fi capable, this could pick up the internet from that. So I thought, hey, great idea. What if I have my parents buy me this just so I can watch porn? Because I couldn't go on the computer and watch porn, because that was just not a thing in my house, because we only had one computer and I didn't want to do that. That was kind of weird, right? And I didn't have a phone at the time because this is 2005. There was no real big smartphones. There's maybe Blackberries at the time. I don't even know if those were out yet. So there was technically no phone with like real internet access to like a lot of these things. And then this device was coming out to me for like a kid to have, and it has Wi-Fi built into it. And I was like, holy shit, this is a great opportunity. I gotta get my parents to buy one of these for my birthday. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so cool. So what I remember, when this was coming out, I was freaking out about it because I thought it was the greatest thing ever. I was trying to like hype it up to a lot of my friends, and during this time when it was coming out, we were at a bowling alley and we were all bowling on like a bowling team for, I believe, my middle school. And we were just all casually bowling, and I remember bringing it up to some of my friends, and I was like, yeah, dude, like, it has all these great games. It's like a DS, but, like, way cooler, because it has, like, a pop-out disc thing that you pop in the disc, and it's freaking sick. And, oh, by the way, you can watch porn. And they were like, what? What? They were like, how? How can you do this? And I was like, it has Wi-Fi built into the motherfucker. And they were like, holy shit, you have to get this. So my mom and their parents were all there, and I remember telling my mom, I was like, hey, Mom, so there's this new PSP thing that's coming out. It's looking pretty hot, and I would like to have it for my birthday. And she was like, okay, fine, we'll see how much it is. And I believe the PSP was like $200, right? December time comes around, I get the frickin' PSP, right? I get that motherfucker, and I just start looking up every single thing. I remember it was a little bit difficult at first, because the Wi-Fi thing, I had to type in a password, and I didn't know how to do the password, and my parents were like, why are you trying to get on the Wi-Fi? You don't really need to do that. And I was like, I gotta do updates, Dad. So the weird thing that I remember specifically about the PSP, when I was looking up on the internet, trying to find like porn websites and stuff, a lot of the video previews would not play. Like, it just wouldn't support the file format or whatever it was. And there was only this one site that I could go on, which was XNXX, and this was the only site that the PSP would play on for some simple reason. It's probably because it was like a Sony MP4 or something like that, that it would display these type of videos. So I was like, holy shit, this is an awesome site. It has basically YouTube of porn, but it's awesome. It's crazy. Nothing's in HD because there wasn't really HD back then on the portable devices and stuff, but it was great, and it was really cool. And I just remember the browser kind of sucked. I couldn't put like a whole bunch of tabs of different porn all the time because it was kind of weird to go through and navigate, and sometimes I'd close them all and I'd get really pissed at myself mid-fap, so that was an issue. So basically Sony taught me how to look up porn in a very diverse type of way, and thank you, Sony. But I ended up, during this time of me fapping pretty much every single night of me owning this goddamn PSP, I ended up zooming in with my thumbstick on the PSP, and it snapped completely off. I told people that I broke it during a fighting game, but I actually was zooming in too much, and I snapped it because that little plastic thumbstick thing that they put on there was a piece of shit. You could just snap it, and it broke into tiny little pieces, and I could never zoom on the thing ever again, which caused a lot of problems because that's what you needed to navigate with your, I believe, the little mouse cursor on the little internet browser that you had on the PSP. So basically, the only reason I used the PSP because it was placed solely with your penis. That's all I basically did with it. I played games on it, granted, but I basically just used it for porn.